raindrops on the red dust. It's never smelled so good. Lay by my side, keep your eyes wide. Watch all those shooting stars fly. Who's after midnight? Hold my head tight. It's so light, just like a firefly.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of The Walk. My name's Gareth. I'm joined again by my mate Phil, and we've got Nikita back as well, and we're on the outskirts of the village of Morley in Derbyshire. We're going to walk a section of the former Great Northern Railway's 1878 Derbyshire Staffordshire extension. Now there's loads of historical remains on the route, ones that relate to the railway, ones that relate to collieries, and even ones that relate to World War II. Right, usual drill then, before we get stomping, this is where we're starting. This is the site of what was Morley Tunnel. We're going to follow it down past West Hallam Station, through what's known now as Straw's Bridge, loads of remains there, before heading up into Ilkeston. So here we go, we're on the track bed, believe it or not, but probably somewhat elevated. In there, somewhere, underneath all of that overgrowth and colliery spoil and rubbish and whatever else, is the mouth of Morley Tunnel. Now if we go that way, you can see it starts to drop off, and in a bit we can get down onto a track bed. So we've come out of those woods now, we've walked down that path around the edge of what was the track bed, and now we can get on, and it's a proper, what is that?
What's some ventilation control coming up?
Yeah, what's that about?
You know, this tunnel, I think it was filled in with refuse.
Oh, so that would be
it might
the gas.
Refuse management, old bit to it, you know.
Got ya. I got all excited then, because you have them on top of old colliery shafts to kind of manage the gas coming out. But I guess, like you say, if they've got, you know, rotten waste basically here underneath all that on what was, you know, the track bed, then they'll need that gas to escape from that. Right, so here we go. Great Northern Railway. I apologise in advance for the wind as well. It's really bad today, I'm not sure why, but we've got remains already, and that is pretty significant. So here we go, underneath the... Oh, nearly put my head in a spider web, that'd have been great fun. And look at this! Mate, that's proper! I mean, they've even taken a section, I don't know what that animal was, but it looked big. Here we go. So, permanent way gang. There's your chimney. So, there'd have been a fire there then. If it's cold and windy, can come in here and warm up. These look like original big, huge fence posts as well. Let's have a look. Ow! Yeah, look, big old fence posts. So the Derbyshire Staffordshire extension of, what is that? I'm flying a greenhouse at the moment. Sorry, and I'm blinding you. That, it looks like a tree, but it's not. That's proper cut wood, but it's pretty hefty going into the ground. So I don't know what would have been on there. Maybe a telegraph pole, or maybe a signal post, not sure. Right, it was something, and I stung myself getting to it, so hopefully it was worth it. Anyway, I'll carry on. In 1878, the Great Northern Railway opened the Derbyshire Staffordshire extension, which basically goes from pretty much Burton into Nottingham, Victoria. Now if you've watched the channel before, you'll see that I've very nearly completed it. I've basically got this section from here down to Beneley Viaduct, and then I've got the other side just as you go into the city of Nottingham. Apart from that, I've done the entire line, so I'll put links to all those videos below. Now the reason this railway was opened in 1878 was basically after pressure from local colliery owners, because the Midland Railway had had all the monopoly here for basically 38 years by that point, and because they were the only railway company in town, they could set the price. So the colliery owners pressured the Great Northern Railway to build an alternative route, and in 1872 the government agreed, and an Act of Parliament was passed to allow this incredible line to be built. As you can see, that is a wide embankment. It's pretty pretty steep, not particularly high, but it's wide because this was a double track line. This was a main line. This section of it connected the cities of Derby and Nottingham. Obviously two massive cities, massive rivals, but two massive cities in the East Midlands. Now, the line was opened, as I said, in 1878. Now, the other side of Derby Friargate Station, where I did a video recently, unfortunately they've pulled the whole thing down. On the other side of that, all the way out to Burton, that was closed in 1939. Basically, they closed it, as they did all the lines really, when the Second World War started, and they just didn't bother reopening it. Now this section from Derby through Bredsall, through Morley Tunnel and up into Ilkeston where we're going, and then into Nottingham, that remained open for passengers until 1964, and then was gone, boom, completely by 1968. So whatever remains we find today, and I think I've just spotted some, they're going to be pretty old. Now, there's some form of gantry there, look. It was obviously like standing on the edge there. Now whether that had a signal post on it or whether that was a permanent way hut, I'm not sure, but there was something there. Mate, we've got a farm bridge. Blue brick. As, you know, oh jeez. That sounded like you nearly went then, Nikita.
Yeah, careful there. It's cracked as well.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh mate, right, let's get it down. Mate, there's ballast on the go, which isn't great in terms of slipping. Oh mate. Oh yeah, that has seen better days, isn't it? It's coming away. Oh mate.
The graffiti gang have come this far out into countryside, look under there.
I know, we are pretty rural, aren't we, to be fair? Wow, dedication to spray paint. Yeah, let me come down here a little bit and I'll see if I can get a bit further down. Usual drill, film myself in case I stack it. Anyone who's watched the channel will know I often stack it. Where are we? Oh, jeez. No, I just got stung instead. So there we go, it's a slightly better view. That crack, that is bad news Bible, that one, innit? But there you go. Ow. Okay, right, back up the hill. Hello, jeez. Right, here you go, Phil spotted this. So that's what was just down there a little bit further back, but there's more of it. So I'm wondering then, did people just stand on that when the train came past?
I don't know, it looks like it, but it's not got a top on it, because look, it's angled, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's never had a top on it, so it's been put there for either to go on or some infrastructure, a base for it, because, you know, perhaps you couldn't put it in the actual embankment.
Yeah.
Sure.
So what, maybe a signal post or something? And then you think if there was, then you'd find some kind of... Nah. That's ballast though. Because this line at the other side of Nottingham connected off up into Grantham and Lincoln and all that way, and then out onto the east coast of England, it was one of those that survived until 64, based purely pretty much on holiday traffic. So Midlanders that worked in the factories of Nottinghamshire and Derbyshire basically hopping on a train to head out to Skeggy and Stanton and all these kind of places. Here we go, look, we've got loads of ballast now. Now there must be some culvert down there, because that water's coming in. Yeah, there is, I can just see it, there's a culvert just there. That might be a bit blooming steep though, jeez Louise, I'm not sure I get back up, to be honest. You can see how steep this is. Now, when they built this, the idea was to build Derby Friargate Station as this huge, grand affair. And it was great. I mean, like I said earlier, they bulldozed it now, and it was a beautiful station, and if you look at pictures of it, it was lovely. Fortunately, the bridge survives. But they didn't build it as grand as they'd hoped, because basically they ran out of money, and the reason was this section. So basically from, you know, just up from here, you had this huge embankment that we're on now that goes on and on and on. Then you had Morley Tunnel, then you had a massive viaduct on the other side of Bredsall, which isn't there anymore. And then you had this big kind of embankment and then whole long viaduct into Derby, the city itself. So that cost an absolute fortune. So we're not far out of a place called Smalley now, and there we go. That's another one. That's in real good nick. That's even got the window frames in it.
It needs glass in it, so it looks like new.
Yeah. Amazing, really, isn't it? I'm trying to find a way to get nearer that I don't sting myself to... No, too late for that. If I come the right end. Oh mate, it's even got the door on it. I bet you this has been put on later though. It has. Someone's done that. Yeah, someone's used this for something, haven't they? But there you go again. You've had the fire there. I mean, this is original. That's original. The window is.
I know why it's got a door on.
Go on.
Well, it's allotment. I bet they've used it for allotment storage.
Storage, yeah.
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 Still in good nick though.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, mate, you spotted something there as well.
What is this? What am I looking at?
There, the frame.
Oh yeah, I don't know. It's like a farmer's implement or something.
A farmer's implement.
I don't know what one of them is.
So we got kicked off, not physically, but we had to come off the track bed because a bridge would have been there. It's all filled in. So because of the direction we're walking, see we've got the sun behind us, so I am sorry if it keeps blinding you. Mate, Phil.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Oh, the bridge.
Oh, didn't sound very excited by it, did he?
No, I thought I'd missed a signal or something.
No, it'd have been louder than that. It'd have been a screech if I'd have seen a signal. But that's awesome. I mean, technically 3 arches makes it a viaduct, but they're not really 3 arches, are they? It's like 1 and then 2 little ones. That's a bridge to me, that. I don't know about you at home. Either way, it's awesome. You can basically walk this pretty much from Derby. You get on, it's called the Great Northern Greenway. You get on it at basically what was Derby Racecourse Station, and then you can follow it through Bredsall Station. I've done a video on it before. Platforms are all still there. Now the next point of call, hang on. I promise you I'm not doing that on purpose. We just seem to find stuff whenever I start talking. There you go, mate. It's summer then, isn't it? Because that's the 3rd one.
But some are at a lower level, some are higher, and I don't know what they are.
No, I don't know what they are either. Phil's saying that Great Northern Greenway is being extended as well, isn't it? Like, a lot of these old railways are actually. It's funny because we make videos thrashing down them, like the old Kilburn branch, getting stung to bits, and then about a year later the council paves it dead nice.
The ultimate aim, from what I read, was Etwell,
Right.
which is this line, isn't it, to Nottingham, and it's in stages.
Wow.
If you think about it, a lot of them stages have been done, but it's took so long between them. Are we ever likely to see them all, you know, running?
Well,
won't be running, will they? But you know what I mean.
yeah, and there we go. We got another one. Now the last one was like a little, just a farm track. I'm assuming this one is a bit more of a main road because look, they've strengthened these.
It's a lane actually, but yeah, it is a strengthening point. Isn't it?
Yeah. So there's your original, the old blue brick, and then beautiful red brick as well. Looks like they've remade the top there as well, but yeah, it's obviously been strengthened recently. So through the trees there, you might be able to just about make out that bridge. We've gone from that ridiculous embankment that we were on to a cutting really, really quickly. But there is still loads of ballast down, which is amazing given, you know, how long ago this went. There you go. So we've come up, the track bed is just down there. We've had to come off, and there's a clue. We've hit a colliery, Phil.
Yeah, we certainly have.
So Stanley Colliery, we've still got plenty of buildings and stuff, which is amazing. And just up there, you can see the bridge, that's the railway, so we'll have a stomp up there now. So as you can see from the drone footage, round here, it's really remote. But actually West Hallam Station, or Stanley Station you were saying, Phil, it was originally.
It was originally Stanley, and they changed name of it to avoid confusion with another Great Northern Station up north called Stanley. I think it's in Yorkshire. So it's not really in West Hallam, but that's what it turned into. For Dale Abbey.
West Hallam for Dale Abbey. So as we're walking up, apologies for the traffic, this was all sidings in here, wasn't it, Phil?
Yeah.
Loads going off in there.
There was one that came right round just here where you put the camera now, actually.
Yeah. Oh mate, some remains would be amazing, but it's unlikely.
I ain't going in there.
But all this was sidings coming from the station. So down there, that's where we were when we were on the track bed. This has all been landscaped, filled in. And so if you look down, oh yeah, it looks like they've bricked it up, haven't they? Well, they've reinforced it, yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, they filled that in. So it would have been loads of different lines. Now, if I can come across without getting run over. Very, very wide bridge. Now this is West Hallam Station. Now, it's a garden centre, I think now.
Yeah, it makes garden ornaments. Don't you look, there's Easter Island heads there.
Oh, there you go, yeah, look at that. And this would have been 2 platforms, and then all of this, all sidings for the colliery, not only for obviously, you know, all the trucks and stuff, the coal trucks, but also bringing staff in. The staff used to use this station an awful lot.
That colliery was affectionately known as Nib Colliery, I don't know the ins and outs of why they do this, but apparently the wages were dropped and all the workers used to get cheesed off that the wages were being nibbled away by the mine owners, I guess, so they used to call it
Nib colliery.
Yeah.
You said something earlier about a gate down there.
Let's have a look then, yeah.
Yeah. So look at that, look at the station. Well, we're looking at the trees at the minute, all landscape. Now Phil tells me there were some massive spoil heaps, that basically all that was taken and used to landscape this area. Beautiful building, look at that. So this gate,
Well,
something to do with what?
I think that could be a replacement, but this was a quick access down to the station lot, and apparently I've read somewhere that farmers used to all come here with the churns and take them down this pathway. Got you. And the pathway's still there, look.
Yeah, you can see it,
just
yeah.
about make it out, look.
Yeah, there you go.
Interestingly, it's got black brick, look, along the edge.
Oh yeah, so that's how you get. Now this looks like a station sign, doesn't it? These two.
Yeah, it does a bit, yeah.
Yeah, they would have had a station sign on there. I'll try and find some old photos, see if I can't locate some, but look at that. So we're going to walk down now, away from West Hallam Station, or originally Stanley Station. Now there was an ordnance depot, so basically making bombs, just round the corner. Now if Phil's done his sums right, which he often has, there should be some old loading platforms from World War II hidden down there. But before we get there, there's another view. Look at that. West Hallam Station, beautiful. Okay, right, let's stomp on. Say that again, Phil. You're saying so there's the station again, we're coming around the corner. You're saying that's where the pit tips were then?
The pit tips were smack bang level with the station. You'd stand on the station, I'm surprised you weren't covered in dust, to be honest.
Really?
And it's all been levelled out and landscape all the way across here. You've completely lost it at 100% where it used to run, look.
Now this was the ordnance, so that was, you know, run by the Ministry of Defence during the Second World War. Not sure if they were building, you know, bombs there, but they were certainly storing them there. Now Phil tells me in a second we should be able to locate a couple of loading platforms where they were taking these bombs and sticking them on trains. I'm not sure I'd want to be driving that train. Okay, so I've totally lost where I am.
Well, yeah. Okay, well, so in them trees there was a fairly low embankment and it came across what...
So this is coming out of West Hallam Station?
Yeah,
oh, okay, all right. There must be quite a sharp curve out then.
Well, this must have been a fairly low bridge as well, look, because you can see the embankment there just starting to form again. So it wouldn't have been very high, but it'd been 4 or 5 tracks long. But along here, I think a line used to drop down and go into some sort of siding here, because it looks like there's some loading platforms up here, which you'll see.
I'll try and get some, you know, some old images or certainly some old maps. But the only issue I foresee with that is anything Ministry of Defence, which we've found before when we've gone to Ministry of Defence places, is they don't put them on maps, which kind of makes sense really, because you're not, especially in World War II, you're not going to tell the Germans where you're keeping your bombs. But I'll have a look. So there we go, clear as day. You can see there's that embankment. It's become more clear now. Oh, here we go. Oh mate, you're on this, Phil, you're right. There's definitely something going off. So I wonder, Phil, if you've said you've seen on maps the fact that tracks came down here.
Well, maybe one siding could have come down for some reason that we don't know about.
But I wonder then maybe if they were unloading from trains. So the main Great Northern Railway's there and they load off onto, you know, an internal system or something. I was about to say maybe they're delivering ingredients. It's not called that when you make a bomb, is it?
No,
but, you know,
I'm afraid
stuff.
I haven't got a plausible theory for why there's a platform there, apart from it's too much of a coincidence that the ordnance depot's there that it wouldn't be connected to.
Yeah, it's got to be. Unless it was a platform for workers. If it was that huge a site, were they dropping off staff?
Could be, but I think the line coming out and it came from one side and stopped. And then, of course, they've got to get over the line. Maybe the staff entrance, I don't know, is the answer.
Yeah, guesswork.
Anybody.
But there you go, you can see it clear as day, can't you? Right, let's sting ourselves to bits to try and get a better view of this platform then.
Is it a retaining wall?
Oh, don't tell me it's a retaining wall.
Well, look how it is.
It looks like a platform.
I'm not so sure. I don't know.
I mean, the fact that the track is up there, that's the main line, that's what we've been walking. And there's something going on here, and this as well, look. There's a bunch of them coming down here. Oh mate, I'm getting attacked by a triffid. Look, there you go. There's something, I think it's a platform. But then I have to say that because I've built it up now. Look, see, there's the platform. something screwing on that. There's something going on there. And then that little embankment bit is the main line. So you could have had sidings on top of here. So maybe they're not loading onto trains here. They're loading onto trucks, you know, wagons, like road, I don't know. Help! If you're local and you know the answer to this, please comment below, because I'd love to know exactly what went off here. Right, so what we're going to do then, we're going to walk away from here, just round until we can try and find the track bed again. You can get back on it, and then we'll arrive at the sort of straw bridge area, and then we're hitting Ilkeston. So we've walked up from the former, you know, bomb depot, now an industrial estate. That is basically through those trees there. Unfortunately, it's all private, so we've had to come round. There's a public footpath that brings you round here. Now we're talking. Yeah, they're new. They've not come from the railway. And look at that. See, now you can see it's double track, can't you?
Yeah, well that looks triple. Look at that.
Oh yeah, so it does. Oh mate,
That's wide, isn't it?
really is.
Looks like it's got an extension put on, look.
Yeah, it almost looks like they've put this wood here to shore it up, but I bet they haven't. I bet it's probably original, actually. It does. Maybe it fanned out, you know, into... Yeah. Wow. Oh, mate, the sun's blinding. But there you go. Oh, mate, yeah, you can't even... There's no fencing, but look at those coping stones. They look amazing.
I like the smell around here.
Yeah, it's not a great smell, is it?
Staffordshire.
I think that's rubber in it. Oh, mate.
I'm glad I didn't pass that.
Yeah. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to clamber up and try and get on top of here and just see if it's passable or not. Now, it could well have fanned out at this point, because in a minute we're going to cross the road. There would have been a bridge there isn't now. I'm going to need to film Phil, wait a minute. It sounded like you were going to stack it then, Phil, and I thought I've got to film that. But you've done alright. And now it's me. Ow! Getting stuck and oh mate, it's a farm track, is it? I shouldn't have mocked Phil, should I? It's actually a lot harder than I thought it was. I'm getting stung to bits. Right, in a minute folks, we're going to get to this place called Straws Bridge. Now it's somewhere that you can basically feed the ducks, but before you had this line going through, so you had the main line coming into Ilkeston. Ow! You had, oh that's gone in my finger, oh yeah. You had the Stanton Iron Works branch, you had the Mapley Colliery branch, and you had the West Hallam Colliery branch, all going into that area. So if you look at this map, you can see all those lines going off. It was carnage. So there you go. I'm out of breath now. Farm track. So it drops off because it gets to the road. See, the bridge is out. Now going back in that direction, that is walkable, but you couldn't get on it because it was all private. So here we go. Obviously this is all gone, isn't it? Oh, hang on, wood pitch. Now, that's Hallam up there, and then you're getting to Ilkeston there, so we're very nearly at the end of this section. Okay, coming down the embankment. I'm filming myself, as always, in case I stack it. Reason being more so than this, is if I do stack it, I'm going to land in a big pile of manure. Oh, that sounded like you went then, Phil. A bit close. Well, that, you know, that'll soften the landing, I suppose, won't it? Okay, so we've crossed the road. We've got Straws Bridge behind us. That's that beautiful little lake there we can feed the ducks. And we've located the track bed again. Obviously, loads of stingers, because why not?
Can I just put on record, Gareth took over negotiations from here?
I did take over this section because I've done a bit of it before, and I thought I knew where I was going. But, I mean, I did. I forgot about the big fence. That stitched us. We need to get up there. Right, where there's a will, there's a way. There's plenty of will and a Phil. Mate, this is, I think this is spoil, because there were plenty of collieries around here. That is literally a chunk of coal there. Yeah, there's a chunk of coal, so that's come out of the colliery. And it is very, you can use the word now, Phil, there's plenty of what?
I don't know what you're on about.
Well, I call it subsidence. What do you call it? Subsidence. Plenty of subsidence. We're close, we're close.
Didn't see climbing up here.
Mate, the things you do. I'm in my 40s. Right, there's plenty of ballast by the look of it. Here we go. We're on the track bed, Phil.
Thank you.
Mate, and there's a path. And there's the bridge you were talking about. You asked if there was a bridge. I could see brickwork.
I'm not sure what a bridge.
There's summit. Okay, so what we're going to do then, while we're here, we're going to carry on through Ilkeston all the way to Benley Viaduct, but we're going to do that in the next video. So I know that there's some embedded rail that went underneath this this line we've been walking, which was also known as the Friargate line. I've not called it that for the entirety of this walk. The Great Northern Derbyshire Staffordshire extension. It was affectionately known as the Friargate line, which is named after Friargate Station in Derby. So there is some embedded rail. So let's find that, because that's a nice way to end it. Just walking into a tree. And then what we'll do is we'll pick it up all the way through Ilkeston in the next video and down to the Iron Giant Benley Viaduct. So that's what we've just been on, clambering like a bunch of donuts. This wouldn't have been here. This would have been a bridge. Now that's going off to Stanton Iron Works, which is where we went in those air raid shelters and stuff. Now there is some track down here, isn't there? I know there's some behind me as well. There you go. Look at that. Track remains. Obviously we've been here before on a previous video, but it's still awesome just seeing it. There you go. And there we go, we've got a point lever as well. Now, if we just jump over the other side, so where we've just come from, literally just there, you saw those tracks. Now, if you come over the other side, there's even more there, look. Oh, mate. So when did you say this closed? I've done it before, so I should remember, but I've got a brain like a sieve.
West Down disposal point, we're running till about 86.
1986.
Yeah, so I guess this line would have been one stub that were left in to reach here. So what is it now? It's 30 years, and 40, 30, what we at, 86 now? 40 years.
There we go. Carol Vorderman.
40 years.
Okay, so that's us. What we're going to do is we're going to walk back up onto the track bed of the Great Northern Railway. We're also going to meet up with Andy and Jake, who are coming to join us. So we're going to be a full five-a-side football team then. Yeah. And we're going to walk on that track bed as far as we can go through Ilkeston to Benley Viaduct. I hope to see you there. Hope you enjoyed it. Take it easy. See you later.
Yeah, see ya.